Hello and welcome back to the channel, everybody. It's Aaron here once more again, and today I got another figure review for all of you. This time right here, we have another of the Dragon Ball Evolve figure series that I've got. This one right here is Son Goku from Dragon Ball Super. This right here is one of the three figure set of this particular figure set line. With the other two figures you can get is Super Saiyan 3 Son Goku, which we reviewed a couple months ago, well, last year, and also regular base Vegeta, which I also do have as well. I will be doing that review of that Vegeta later down the line. But with that out of the way, folks, let's dive right in with the unboxing of the figure. And we're back, folks. Now it's time to unbox this figure, and like I usually do, when it comes to these figures, ooh, sorry about that. That was actually the cap for the X-Acto knife falling off. And most of the time, like I usually do with these Dragon Ball Evolved figures, I usually try to get around out of the box, like trying to get a little bit on the bottom side so I don't try to break the entire boxes. Like I said before, I like to tend to keep these intact as much as possible. Sometimes I'm not going to be able to, but if I'm able to, at least try not to do too much damage to the box. Which I'm kind of am a little bit, which I'm kind of being mad at myself for because it's actually being a little bit more broken. But that's fine. Usually try to keep the seal, and overall, box is mostly intact. Just got to do a little bit more, some gluing work and maybe a little bit of repair work to fix that. I kind of hate myself for kind of doing that, but that's fine. The box can be saved like I always do. But now let's check out Goku right here. And coming out right of the box, ooh, little plastic piece coming out. And overall, Goku's actually looking pretty good. We haven't got him out of the little plastic yet, but that should be a little bit easy. As actually, one thing I kind of like about these Dragon Ball Evolve figures is that, okay, maybe, there we go. They're able to slip out of their plastic packaging a little bit much more easier. I mean, they're a little bit still protected because they got double plastic protecting them. But now that Goku's out of the box, out of the plastic packaging, and overall he's looking actually pretty good. You can see right here, detail work for Goku is looking pretty great. I actually really liking this. This right here is a regular base Goku. This is not any of his transformations that we've seen yet. It's actually probably the first, though I will say I did have an opportunity earlier. Though I probably will do that later down the line to get one of the figure arts out of regular base Goku. But despite that, overall regular Dragon Ball Evolved figure Goku is actually looking pretty fine. Looking pretty well. Although color accent is pretty great. Detail works pretty good. Sculpting is actually not bad at all. And for already, and like I mentioned before, with these Dragon Ball Evolved figures, they're actually pretty cheap. And the fact that detailing work for all this is actually pretty nice. For the cheapness of this is actually pretty good. Overall, looking pretty great figure. Now that was out of the way, let's go with the articulation of the figure. And now we're back and started off with the articulation for Son Goku. Let's go over his head first. Like always, head 360, no problem at all. Head's able to spin around, no problem at all with those ball joints I usually have, which we've seen before in previous Dragon Ball figures. Head's able to do a little bit bob and weave, no problem at all, which is what we like. Arm is able to go all the way. So arm's on ball joint, so that's as far as able to go without trying to pop it off. Arm's able to spin around, no problem at all. Go all the way there. Forearm's able to spin around, which I actually do like. A single joint right there, so that's as far as the arm's able to go all the way bend, no problem at all. Hand is able to spin, as we see right there. Oh, right. Let me remove these because lately I've been finding out that what's it called when it comes to these, what's it called, the detail work's not been great, which I do apologize before. So, like I said before, hands able to spin, no problem at all. Bend up and down is what we like with these kind of figures. Pretty great. Our elbow joint, able to, oh no. There we go. Able to bend all the way. Just want to be a little bit more sure so you guys can see that. Do apologize for that. Arm able to go down, no problem at all. Base torso is able to go up and down. He does have an ab joint. He's able to go left and right, which is pretty great. He's able to spin around with no problem at all. Overall, pretty great with the ab crunch. Legs are able to go all the way. And yeah, Goku's able to do a pretty good split. Let's see if I can try to get him on the. Oh wow, Look at that. She's actually able to stand on the split. That's actually pretty great. Though I will tell you, that would actually hurt in real life. I've tried doing this, tried to do one of those splits in real life. Don't do it because that hurt like hell. As a kid, that hurt a lot. Okay, his legs, able to go all the way up. Oh no. Alright, I probably mentioned this before previously on previous Gokus that the legs are on these kind of like peg points. So they're just able to snap them in there. And they're back on. Those, like I said before, be careful. Because these are kind of cheap, so a little bit back and hard. Legs able to go all the way up. Legs able to bend all the way. It's only on one single bend joint right there, so just know that. Feet right there, able to spin. Oh no, Goku's lost his left foot. Legs able to go left and right. Left and right on the legs right there. You can see right there. Spin around. Bend. And yeah. Let me reattach the leg right here. Like I said before, these are on ball joints right there. Oh, no, peg pieces right there. So just got to lock it in there. And boom. Back on top. Overall, articulation is pretty great. Despite the fact that it's actually a pretty cheap figure. Its articulation is actually not bad at all. I actually appreciate it. Now let's go with some size comparisons with other figures that I got around. And starting off with size comparisons, let's go off with one of the other Dragon Ball Evolve figures that I got. Oh no. We have Super Saiyan 3 Son Goku, the other figure that's part of this figure set. Overall, basically same height because these are around like 5 inches figures. Going from Super Saiyan 3 Son Goku to another of the another Dragon Ball figure line. This right here is the Dragon Star series. We have Ultimate Gohan right here. Let's actually get Gohan a little bit much more taller. And was the Dragon Ball Star series being a little bit much more taller, as these figures are kind of around 6 inches versus the Dragon Ball Evolve figures being around 5 inches. So there's a difference right there. There's like an inch difference you can see right there. Going off from Dragon Star series, we got some Figmas. Going off with one of my Figmas I always have right next to me. We have Goblin Slayer right here, with the Figmas being around the same size as the Dragon Star series, which is around 6 inches. Well, for most of the male characters. Going off with another of my Figma figures, we also have Saber from Fate Stay Night, which is actually slightly taller than Goku in this form, which actually is kind of funny. Maybe we should, going from Saber, we got one of my Gundams right here. One of my big guns, actually, technically speaking. We have my Sinadra Stein, who technically dwarfs, is technically probably taller than most of the other figures. Well, most other figures that I have around, with the Sinadra Stein being around probably 6-7 inches. Going from the Sinadra Stein, we got my Quanta Command, which is always right next to me, with Quanta Command being, it's what usually be the average size for regular Gunpla. Then we have my Asteroid Red Frame, which is right next to me. Basically bound being almost around the same size as usually these Dragon Ball Evolve figures and Gunpla. For the average Gunpla is like around 5 inches, usually is the regular height. And then last but not least, the mascot of the channel, my Gundam Estrella, which is basically around the same height. Overall, the Dragon Ball Evolve figures are basically around 5 inches in their height. Basically regular size for most of these regular figures, even for regular Gunpla. Overall, that's a really great size comparison. Was out of the way, let's go with Spinal Slots. And with that out of the way, folks, that right there is the review for the Son Goku Dragon Ball Evolve figure. What's called overall, the figure is pretty great. Articulation is pretty good. Sculpting is pretty great. Detail work for the figure is actually pretty great. Good, despite the fact that it's actually a pretty cheap figure. Color accuracy for as animated as possible is actually pretty great. As these figures, these Dragon Ball figures always go for around $10, so I'm actually pretty amazed for the articulation for it, the detail work, despite the fact that it's a pretty cheap figure, everything is actually pretty great. There might be some things like some looseness on the legs and whatnot, some pieces that might pop off, but overall, pretty great. You can put them back together with no problem at all. Overall, pretty great figure, and if you're looking around, I would recommend to get it if you want to grow your Dragon Ball collection. You can usually find these at Target, which is where I got mine, or you can find them on Amazon as well for around the same price. what's it called. But overall, pretty great figure. I do recommend it if you do see one. But with that out of the way, folks, that is the review for Son Goku from the Dragon Ball figure series. If you liked the video, please consider dropping a like, comment, share, and subscribe, as I always do appreciate it. And as always, folks, as I, Pardon, sign out, and I'll see you guys on the next one.